Microphone test. Chair, we are ready to begin.
Thank you so much, Sergeant. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shaker Krishnan, Chair of the City Council's Committee on Parks and Recreation. Today, the committee will vote on proposed Intro 130A, sponsored by my wonderful colleague, Councilmember Gail Brewer. This bill would build on the crucial work the city is engaged in to reach its zero waste goals and increase the diversion of organic waste by requiring the Department of Parks and Recreation to establish composting facilities for plant waste collection within at least 2 parks in each borough by July 1st, 2026, at least 3 parks in each borough by July 1st, 2027, and at least 5 parks in each borough by July 1st, 2028. The Parks Department would also be required to issue an annual report that details the composting process occurring at the required parks. We first considered this bill back on March 1st of this year, and I am proud to be a co-sponsor of this important piece of legislation, and I urge all my colleagues on this committee and the whole council to vote in favor of it. These are the kinds of measures we need to make sure that we are thinking about our planet first and foremost, making sure it's sustainable, and protecting our green spaces throughout our city with environmentally resilient practices. Before we start the vote, I'd like to invite Councilmember Brewer to offer a statement on this bill. Thank you.
Well, first of all, very much thanks to Chair Shaker Krishnan, all the co-sponsors, members of the committee. This came about because Riverside Park, which is may not fit as to one of the larger parks, but they have a completely recycling project, meaning all composting goes to about 3 or 4 bins. It is beautiful. It has solar panels. It looks like something that you would want to visit. And in fact, school children and visitors are coming to see it. It's something that is able to take all of the waste from from Riverside Park, from 59th to 168th Street, put it in these bins, compost it, and go back to the park. So that was the model that we're looking for. So 130, as the chair indicated, talked about composting facilities in the parks to manage plant waste in particular in an environmentally sustainable manner so that we reduce organic waste going to landfills. And it would promote sustainable practices, contribute to greener, more eco-friendly parks. It can improve, when you do this composting, soil health, reduces greenhouse gas emissions, and in terms of the economic impact, these facilities create green jobs in each borough with staff required for the operation of the sites. And as I said, they're really gorgeous if done correctly. Long-term sustainable solution to waste management that can reduce costs related to traditional waste disposable methods. And as the chair indicated, the phased timetable is by July 26, 1 compost facility in 2 parks in each borough. By July 27, 1 compost facility in 2 parks in each borough. And by 28, 1 compost facility in 5 parks in each borough. And that gives, I think, Parks Department enough time to plan, to budget, and to scale the composting facilities. And I want to thank them because I know originally they were not supportive. They came around thanks to all the hard work of both sides of the aisle in terms of support from the administration and the city council. And implementation will be tailored to meet the needs of each borough while making sure that it is uniform across all 5 boroughs, and that's really important. So I really want to thank the chair, as I indicated, Eric Goldstein of NRDC, Justin Green of Big Reuse, and the entire Composting Coalition for their support. And certainly here in the City Council, Legislative Council Chris Santori, and thank you, Patrick Mulville, and for my staff, Shula Puder and Cynthia Hornig, who work really hard on this legislation. And so may it all look like Riverside Park, a place to visit. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Well, thank you so much, Councilmember Brewer. And as the councilman indicated too, thank you to Riverside Park Conservancy for setting the example, and for all the organizations, Big Reuse, everyone part of the Composting Coalition that I've been fortunate enough to work with too, that are doing this work citywide and setting an example for all of us about the way forward when it comes to our parks, composting, and how we care for our environment. Before we turn it over to take the vote, I just want to mention everyone who's here. We've been joined by Councilmember Holden, Councilmember Lee, Councilmember Menon virtually, Councilmember Narcisse, Councilmember Ung, and Councilmember Carr. And now I'd ask the clerk to take a roll call for the vote.
Good afternoon, William Martin, Committee Clerk, roll call vote, Committee on Parks and Recreation, proposed introduction 130A, Chair Krishnan.
Aye.
Holden,
I vote aye.
Lee,
Aye.
Menon.
Aye.
Thank you. Narcisse,
I vote aye.
Ung,
Aye.
Carr,
Aye.
Palladino. With a vote of 7 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and no abstentions, item has been adopted by the committee.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Councilmember. Thank you all so much. The vote is now closed.